Oh, hello, Spirit House here. Um, I posted a picture like yesterday, I think, um, that my blacksmithing mentor took of me a while back. I was going through files, cleaning out things and stuff, and I came across it, and it was a beat up photocopy of a picture that he took that he gave me. But I wanted to take this moment in the spirit of Mercury retrograde and, you know, remembering people and honoring people who have passed on right now. Um, you know, okay, the top of the list is my grandfather and grandmother, but I've had many people pass on recently. I mean, in the last 10 years, my aunt and uncle, my cousin, who was the same age as me, passed away 2 weeks ago. Uh, and I'm not willing, I mean, I know the crimes that my cousin committed against me, but I don't even care. I'm still grieving her. And it doesn't matter because I forgave her and I'm just grieving, over that because that was just 2 weeks ago. But at any rate, um, I met my blacksmithing mentor when I was married and I moved to southeastern Arizona because my husband at the time, his parents lived there. And so I moved there, and my father in law, who was actually the kindest of all three, my husband, his mother, and him, he was like the empath, and his mother and my husband were the narcissists. So at the time, he invited me to his blacksmithing course at the Eastern Arizona College, and I went to go visit and have fun for a night, and I was like, wow, I instantly fell in love with it. And so me and my father-in-law at the time uh, took this course, and then I started helping out at the college because my teacher, Robert Rogers, he taught the welding course, metal fabrication, and blacksmithing at the time, and I got so into it. And then I was also studying art at the time, and drawing and all kinds of stuff in the art department. So I really, really was enamored with blacksmithing. I loved working with fire and metal. I loved it. It was just something was very soothing and therapeutic about it. And so my father-in-law and me took this course for a long time, and then I started volunteering there at the college, and I started working actually with. I served a 3 year apprenticeship with my blacksmithing mentor, Robert Rogers, there at the time, and um, we started working together. I would work on the weekends. I had 3 jobs at the time because my husband wasn't willing to work. He was just, you know, not not willing to work. So I was working 3 jobs trying to support the family. I had 2 young boys at the time, and so I worked at Ace Hardware, which was a super Ace because there were no. It was a small town. There were no hardware stores anywhere in sight. So I worked, and it was a Mormon town. But my boss there was so awesome, and so Preston Owens was my boss there, and he was just the most awesome boss, and gave me a lot of opportunities within that Ace store. And I ended up being the manager of the rental center at the time. I'm like straying off. I'm digressing, but anyway, so I started working with and partnering with my blacksmithing mentor, and we would make metal art. We did a lot of things like for the local farmers too, like you know, irrigation systems, things like that. But and welding tractors, stuff for bread and butter money. But our main thing was we would make a lot of metal art, like ornamental ironwork for residential people and for also stores. And there was a couple stores in Santa Fe. We were living in southeastern Arizona in a town called Pima. I was living in Pima. He was in Fort Thomas, which is right next to the um, Indian reservation there. And so I would go and work there at his forge on the weekends. And then we would go and sell things. After we built up quite a bit of work, we would go sell things in Santa Fe, New Mexico. We drive there. And then we would go sell things in Taos, New Mexico, and also had stuff on display in Scottsdale, Arizona. So, in galleries. So we did a lot of stuff like that. But I just want to give a tribute to him. Oops, one of my earphones just fell out. Mercury retrograde is probably making me want to do this, but I found that picture the other day and it just made me. He was such a wonderful person, him and his wife, Robert and Zira Rogers. And I was good friends with his daughter because he was a lot older than me. I was good friends with his daughter, Jessie. And he and Jessie were real giants. I mean, maybe Nephilim, I don't know. But he was like, I'm 5 feet tall, and he was like 6'10". So it was crazy. And my father-in-law used to call us Mutt and Jeff. I don't even know what cartoon that was, but it was something from his era. And it was like this big, tall giant and this small person. And so he used to have to buy all of his equipment at his in his home forge on his property was so tall, made for a tall person. So he built me a bunch of catwalks and things like that so that I could reach the forge and the anvils and stuff like that. So he had to build me like high-rise catwalks so I could work there. But they were so awesome. And Zira used to see us working out there all day, and she would cook us these amazing meals like these tacos and all this wonderful stuff. And she would make these huge containers of iced tea for us. And just such good people. And also, they were both such humanitarian, animal lovers, just like I am. I've done animal rescue for a number of years. I don't at the moment, but I have done. And he rescued a lame racehorse that they cared for. Two Vietnamese potbelly pigs, Petunia and Pete, I think, were their names. And then they had about 30 dogs on there. They had a lot of acreage, and about probably 60 feral cats. Okay, that they would feed and take care of on the property there in Arizona. And so the local livestock veterinarian and me and Robert, my mentor, like about once a month, we would catch these cats in pillowcases and try to spay and neuter them because they were procreating so much, and so we would have like a day of spay and neuter, and stuff like that. But anyway, they were just wonderful people, and I want to give tribute to my mentor, blacksmithing mentor, Robert Rogers, because even after I had to move because of my husband's job at the time, I got a full-time job at the Ashland Forge as a blacksmith, and just I loved it. I loved it so much, you know. So anyway, I just want to give tribute to him. He was an old cowboy. He was original. He was very eccentric, and they were both just like wonderful people. I can't say enough about them. They were just so eccentric and very wonderful. So anyway, this is a tribute to you, Robert Rogers. I love you, and I miss you and Zira a lot. Okay, bye.